Today we're taking a look at these MLB matches, which are happening on Sunday, June 4, 2023, and giving you our team and total picks for today. Welcome back to High Stakes. Before we dive into our video, don't forget to subscribe and to push the notification bell so you don't miss any of our videos. Also check out our Patreon if you want access to our premium picks. Our Patreon is a way for us to help you improve your chances of making more money. You will find the link to our Patreon in the description and comment section below. Philadelphia Phillies vs Washington Nationals. The Philadelphia Phillies have lost 5 straight following their defeat at the hands of Washington on Friday night and over that span have allowed an average of 5.8 runs per game. On the season, Philadelphia has a 4.66 ERA which is 25th and a 1.33 WHIP which is 19th. Philadelphia's starting rotation has the 15th most quality starts at 20, and the pitching staff is allowing opposing hitters to average .252, which is 22nd. Zach Wheeler is leading Philadelphia in strikeouts with 79, and Aaron Nola is the leader in victories with 4. Philadelphia will hand the ball to Ranger Suarez on Sunday. This season the Southpaw is 0-2 with an ERA of 7.13 and 17 strikeouts. Philadelphia has a team batting average of .254, which is 12th best in baseball, and has the 13th best slugging percentage at .410, while 18th in on-base percentage with .318. However, Philadelphia is 23rd in runs scored with 237. Kyle Schwarber is leading Philadelphia in home runs with 13, but the next closest is Nick Castellanos with just 7 dingers. Alec Boehm is the leader in RBI with 37, but is out injured, while Castellanos is second with 34 RBI. Philadelphia has hit 107 doubles, 11 triples and 58 home runs in 57 games. Philadelphia has dominated this matchup, winning 19 of the last 26 played at Nationals Park against Washington, and winning 36 in the last 51 overall between the two National League East rivals. Washington's starting pitcher Trevor Williams has struggled in each of the last 3 outings, allowing 12 runs over 16 innings, with Washington losing 2 of the 3. Over that stretch Williams has allowed 4 home runs and has also issued 7 walks, while striking out just 13. Washington struggles on the mound with a team ERA of 4.48, and although the Nationals hit for a solid average, they are stranding too many runners on base, as they are only 21st in runs scored. Our team pick is Washington Nationals money line. The Washington Nationals have the 4th best team batting average at .265, but have scored only 248 runs which is 21st. Washington's on-base percentage is .329, which is 9th best, and its slugging percentage is .393 which is 19th. Washington is 26th in baseball in runners left on base, with an average of 15.6 per game. Lane Thomas is leading Washington in home runs with 8, while Jeimer Candelario and Keibert Ruiz have each hit 7 homers. Joey Menezes is the leader in RBI with 30, and C.J. Abrams is second with 29. Washington has hit 97 doubles, 9 triples and 45 home runs in 57 games. Washington is 22nd in team ERA at 4.48 and 26th in WHIP at 1.44. Washington's starting rotation has 19 quality starts which is 17th, and the pitching staff is allowing opposing hitters to average .262 at the plate which is 26th. Mackenzie Gore is leading Washington in strikeouts with 74, and Patrick Corbin is the leader in victories with 4. Washington will hand the ball to Trevor Williams on Sunday. This season the right-hander is 2-3 with an ERA of 3.93 and 40 strikeouts. Our total pick is over. Tampa Bay Rays vs Boston Red Sox. The Rays will have Taj Bradley on the mound. Bradley was outstanding in his previous start, allowing only 1 run, 0 earned, in 5.2 innings against the Cubs, but had no help, resulting in another no decision in a game the Rays lost. The rookie right-hander is enjoying an encouraging start to his career, conceding 3 or fewer runs in all but 1 outing, and has a 3.60 ERA and a 1.07 WHIP to go with a 3-2 record in 30 innings pitched on the season. Bradley made his MLB debut against the Red Sox in April and gave up 3 runs in 5 innings. Tampa Bay is concluding a 7-game road trek in this series. The Rays avoided a sweep against the Cubs with a win at Wrigley Field on Wednesday. They have now won 3 out of their last 4 series, highlighted by 2 wins in 3 home games against the Dodgers. Tampa Bay is 5-5 in their last 10 bouts. Yandy Diaz continues to dazzle, accumulating 8 RBIs in his last 9 games. The 31-year-old first baseman is proving to be one of the best hitters in the big leagues this season, delivering 13 homers with 32 RBIs and a .997 OPS. He has bashed 4 homers and 5 RBIs in 5 games against the Red Sox this season. The Rays' potent defense is averaging 5.89 runs per game, good for second. The pitching staff has amassed a 3.70 team ERA, placing them 6th. The Tampa Bay Rays aren't nearly as dangerous on the road where they are only 2 games above the .500 mark. They lost 2 of 3 to the Cubs prior to this series and lost Game 1 of Saturday's DH. The Red Sox are 3 games above .500 at home. Furthermore, Rays starter Taj Bradley is an inexperienced rookie. The right-hander does not go deep into games, last 5.1 or fewer innings in all but one start this season, and the Rays' bullpen is actually a bit of a weakness, ranking 22nd in the big leagues, with a 4.32 ERA to go with a 1.34 WHIP. Tampa Bay has lost in each of Bradley's last 3 starts, while Boston has won in 4 of Houck's 5 home starts this season. Our team pick is Boston Red Sox. Tanner Houck will make the start on Sunday afternoon. Houck wasn't able to find a groove last time out, conceding 4 runs including 2 home runs in 4 innings against the Diamondbacks, and was charged with another loss. The young right-hander has allowed at least 4 runs in 2 of his last 3 outings and has a 5.30 ERA and a 1.27 WHIP, accompanied by a 3-4 record in 52.2 innings pitched. Houck has conceded 5 runs, 3 earned, in 7.2 career innings against the Rays. Boston has been inconsistent in recent weeks due to a shaky offense, but still has a winning record. They collected a series road win against the Diamondbacks last weekend and dropped 2 of 3 home meetings against the Reds this week to improve to 4-6 in their last 10 clashes. The Red Sox are last in the challenging AL East. Alex Verdugo has accrued 10 hits and 4 RBIs in his last 7 games. The 27-year-old outfielder has solid numbers, posting a .291 average with 23 RBIs and an excellent .825 OPS. He is 6 for 19 with 3 RBIs against the Rays this season. He is 2 for 2 in his career against Bradley. The Red Sox are posting an average of 5.23 runs on the year, marking them 4th. The pitching has been inconsistent recently and has a 4.70 team ERA, pegging them 25th. Our total pick is over. Milwaukee Brewers vs Cincinnati Reds. Milwaukee took Game 1 of the series 5-4 with a 2-run 11th inning, helping the Brewers extend their lead over Cincinnati in the division standings. All 5 teams in the NL Central are within 5.5 games of each other. The Brewers score 3.96 runs per game, 25th, and hit .228, 27th, with a .682 OPS, 26th. The Brew Crew has launched 66 home runs, 10th, and stolen 48 bases, 6th this season. The pitching staff sports a 4.08 ERA, 13th, and a 1.29 WHIP, 15th, with 24 quality starts. The Reds are 5-2 in their last 7 overall. The Brewers are 1-7 in their last 8 games versus a starter with a WHIP of less than 1.15, 2-6 in their last 8 road games versus a right-handed starter, and 5-11 in their last 16 road games. I'm backing Cincinnati at -115 odds to win straight up on Sunday. The Reds are facing a pitcher, Hauser, they're familiar with and had success against in the past. He's also coming off a rough outing in his last start, 6 earned runs on 11 hits. Cincy will turn to Lively, who has pitched well since moving to the starting rotation, giving up just 4 earned runs with 22 Ks in 17.1 combined innings versus the Yankees, Cardinals, and Red Sox. I'm betting on the money line favorite to get the job done Sunday afternoon at home. Our team pick is Cincinnati money line. Cincinnati is 5 games under .500, but just 4 games out of first place in the NL Central. Will the Reds make up more ground against Milwaukee in this series? Cincy scores 4.60 runs per game, 12th, and hits .253, 14th, with a .718 OPS, 20th. The Big Red Machine has hit 44 long balls, 29th, and stolen 48 bases, 7th this season. The pitching staff has a 4.95 ERA, 27th, and a 1.45 WHIP, 28th, with 13 quality starts. Our total pick is over. Oakland Athletics vs Miami Marlins. The Oakland Athletics have been off to a historical start to the season, but not in the way things they would want to be. They are currently 25.5 GB of the Texas Rangers in the AL West and are 22 games back of the final AL wildcard spot. The A's have been horrible as of late as they are 2-8 in their previous 10 games. They have been terrible at the plate as they are last with a .647 team ops and 201 total runs, 3.35 runs per game. Brent Rooker, .866 ops, 11 HR, has been arguably the Athletics' only solid hitter throughout the season, but has been on a tough run lately. Paul Blackburn started on the mound and made his 2023 debut last time around the rotation, as he was on the injured list with a finger injury. His experience is going to be a plus in a young rotation. He threw 4 innings and allowed 1 run on 4 hits with 2 walks and 6 strikeouts in a no decision against the Atlanta Braves last time out. Oakland continues to flop with their winning percentage barely over the Mendoza line entering Saturday's action. The A's do have Blackburn back to front their rotation, but the fact remains that they aren't a good team in any facet of things. Miami has the reigning NL Cy Young winner on the hill, though you wouldn't have guessed that based on the way Alcantara has pitched in the first 2 months of the season. With that said, the A's are an abysmal team, and it's tough to back a team that has just 12 wins on the books here in the first few days of June. Take the Marlins as Alcantara looks like the 2022 version of himself in this contest. Our team pick is Miami Marlins minus 1.5 runs. Miami won for the 5th time in 7 games as they won the opening game of this series Friday night. The Marlins improved to 30-28 on the season and stood tied for second in the NL East picture, 3.5 games behind the Braves for the top spot in the division. On Friday night, Miami got 3 hits from Jesus Sanchez, run, 2 RBI, while Brian De La Cruz, run, RBI, added a pair in the contest. Sanchez hit his 4th homer of the season for the Marlins in the victory. Edward Cabrera, 4-4, earned the win on the mound as he threw 6 scoreless innings, allowing 4 hits with 1 walk and 10 strikeouts. 3 relievers each threw a scoreless inning to complete the shutout. Sandy Alcantara is on the bump as he makes his 12th start of the year for the Marlins in this contest. He comes in 2-5 with a 4.93 ERA, a 1.255 whip, 25 walks and 60 strikeouts over 69.1 innings of work on the year. Alcantara didn't factor in the decision in his last start, which came Tuesday at home against the Padres. He threw 6.1 innings, allowing 4 runs on 5 hits with 5 walks and 3 strikeouts. Toronto Blue Jays vs New York Mets. Facing the AL East, the Blue Jays have gone 6-15 so far. Against every other team, Toronto is 25-12. The Mets may be in an Eastern division, but fortunately for Toronto this weekend, the other New York team is the American League version. So they can bring their big bats into this game without far less pressure. The Blue Jays are 3rd in batting average, 4th in OBP, and 10th in slugging through 58 games. Their lineup has the 4th lowest strikeout rate, along with the 12th most stolen bases. They're also 11th in home runs. This is an offense that can do it all, with Bo Bichette leading the way so far. With Kodai Senga starting at home, this game is the Mets to lose. They are 4-1 in his 5 home starts, and the 1 loss came because they only mustered 1 run. Senga should shut Toronto down, and Yusei Kikuchi has been rocked on the road multiple times this season. New York's bullpen hasn't been the best, but David Robertson in the back end has been reliable at shutting the door. The Mets just need to get him the ball with a lead, and they will probably race out to an early one. Our team pick is New York Mets. On paper, there may not be a team with more top-end talent than the New York Mets. There isn't a team with a higher peril. Yet through a combination of poor injury luck and underperformance, the team is barely above .500. Edwin Diaz's season-ending injury is a reasonable excuse for the bullpen collectively underwhelming. Most of the starting pitchers struggling isn't as excusable, especially since rookie Kodai Senga has been a rock in the rotation. He seems settled into the majors, as he finished with a 2.79 ERA in 5 May starts. Senga certainly loves Citi Field, as he's only allowed 4 runs and 1 long ball across 30.0 innings. His 13.2% walk rate is concerning, as only 1 qualified pitcher has a higher percentage this season. However, he has a strikeout rate that would be top 10 if he qualified, which nullifies the damage, which is how he's kept the Mets competitive in his starts. Offensively, there's a lot to like about the Mets. They have MLB's home run leader, Pete Alonso, in the heart of the order. They're 3rd in strikeout rate and 11th in walk rate. The Mets are also 41-47, 87.2% on stolen base attempts after Friday night's game. However, the bottom line is scoring runs, and they're only 20th on a per-game basis this season. Last year's 101-win team was 5th. Their average OBP and slugging have all dipped, and the result is mediocre production. The under has hit in 8 of the previous 11 games between these teams in New York, so go with under 8.5 runs in this matchup. Los Angeles Angels vs Houston Astros. The Angels will have Griffin Canning on the hill on Sunday. Canning was solid in his previous outing, limiting the White Sox to 3 runs in 6 innings and collected the win. The righty has been solid in back-to-back outings, but consistency is an issue, and he has recorded a 4.89 ERA and a 1.30 WHIP, accompanied by a 4.2 record in 42.1 innings pitched. Canning surrendered 5 runs in his only meeting against the Astros this season and has conceded 19 runs in 17.1 innings to go with an 0-2 record in his career against the rivals. Los Angeles is concluding a 7-game road trek. The Angels rebounded from a sweep at the hands of the Marlins last weekend by winning 2 of 3 road encounters against the White Sox this past weekend, propelled by a power display at the plate. They accumulated 21 runs in the series, including homers from Trout and Ohtani, but have been kept in check in the first 2 games of this series. The Los Angeles Angels have Griffin Canning on the hill. Canning has been solid. The righty has only conceded 3 runs in his last 3 outings, spanning 18.1 innings pitched, highlighted by 7 shutout innings against the Red Sox. Furthermore, the Halos delivered 9 home runs in 3 games in Chicago prior to this series. I expect the bats to propel them to victory, considering rookie J.P. France is starting for the Astros. This is a pitcher the Halos should generate several runs on. France has not been effective, squandering 6 home runs in his 5 outings and 11 runs in his last 3 outings, spanning 15.1 innings pitched. France has a 4.00 ERA, but his FIP is higher at 5.24, suggesting his ERA is due to regress. Our team pick is Los Angeles Angels. The Astros will give the nod to J.P. France on Sunday. France had some trouble in his previous outing, conceding 4 runs on 7 hits in 6 innings against the Twins, resulting in a no decision in a clash the Astros lost in extra innings. The rookie right-hander has been decent in his first big league action, recording a 4.00 ERA and a 1.30 WHIP, accompanied by a 1-1 record in 27 innings. He made his big league debut against the Mariners and recorded 5 shutout innings. Houston is clicking, winning 7 of their last 8 decisions. This includes a sweep of the Athletics and 2 defeats in 3 games against Minnesota prior to this series, scoring only 12 runs in the 3 bouts. The offense has rebounded with 11 runs in this series. The Astros are 8-2 in their last 10 home games. Our total pick is the under is 4-0 in Canning's last 4 starts versus a team with a winning record and is 5-1 in the Astros' last 6 Sunday games. Take the under. Detroit Tigers vs Chicago White Sox. Even with a record that is 4 games below .500, Detroit is second in the AL Central, trailing the Twins by 3.5 games. The club has struggled offensively, ranking in baseball's bottom 4 in runs scored per game, home runs, batting average and OPS. Detroit is currently without centerfield Riley Green, who is on the disabled listed. Green was leading the team with a .296 batting average and 1.6 WAR. Although Michael Kopech has been on a roll and strong against the Tigers in the past, Detroit is currently without centerfield Riley Green, who is on the disabled listed. Green was leading the team with a .296 batting average and 1.6 watts AR. Although Michael Kopech has been on a roll and strong against the Tigers in the past, this line is giving Chicago a little too much respect. Neither offense has been great, but the Tigers' bullpen has been a little better, and the Tigers' defense has been a lot better, with the Tigers coming in 7th in MLB, with 12 runs saved in the field, compared to just -7 for the White Sox, who are rated 21st. Detroit comes into this game with a 5-1 record during their last 6 games, when playing in the 3rd game of a series, compared to the Sox, who 5-18 in their last 23 games when playing in the 3rd game of a series. Matthew Boyd has been strong on the road, and I have to back the Tigers at this price. Our team pick is Detroit Tigers. The Chicago White Sox are still trying to crawl out of the hole they dug by getting out to a 7-21 start this season. Chicago has gone 18-14 since, but are 4th in the division and 6.5 game out of 1st. The White Sox are 22nd in scoring, 21st in batting average, and 22nd in home runs this season. Their bullpen has been the second worst in MLB with a 4.87 ERA. Our total pick is under 9 runs.